Hey guys, what's up? Alec back with the daily stock market, and look at that. The account is now up $1,900 just in the past week. We're now at $53,000 on the public account, and in the last 6 months, we're up 20%, $9,000. So we're gonna dive in this video. We're gonna talk about the best stocks that I'm personally buying. We got 3 of them lined up, so strap in, hit that like button, share this video with a friend, and let's dive right into it. And first up, we have Adobe stock at $348 per share. In the past week, it's down 3.8%. In the past month, it's pretty flat, down 2%. In the past 3 months, down 7.8%. And in the past year, down 33%. If we scroll out to the past 5 years, we can additionally see that not much growth has been accumulated over the past 5 years, with the stock down 27%, $132 per share. And we've seen it peak above $600 per share, even above $650 per share many times. And we've seen it peak above $500 per share, even more than that. So if we could buy under $350 per share is my main goal for Adobe, and sell above $500 to $550, even $600 per share. And that's going to be an easy 50% gain for my account, in my personal opinion. I'm also extremely attracted to this stock because it only has a 21 PE ratio. And in a market filled of investments and stocks that are just totally overbought and oversaturated and, shot to the moon and priced for perfection, Adobe is a little bit of a fresh breath of air, still riding that AI wave with the AI hype. With their Lightroom is a great product. I actually use Adobe Lightroom, but they aren't priced to perfection, and they have the movement where if I don't want to be in the stock for a super long amount of time, I could just hold for 12 to 24 months and wait for that gain, that peak above $500, $550 per share, take my profits, walk away. But I think at a current price, under $350 per share, that's a buy zone for me. Market cap's only 148, so it's a little bit of a steal in my opinion with that 21 PE ratio. Even just S&P 500 PE ratio is way higher than that. And if you're talking about AI stocks and anything like that, you're talking about 40, 50, 60 PE ratio. So great deal in my personal opinion on Adobe. So here's what analysts have to say about Adobe. On average, they have around a $467 price target in just the next 12 months, which is a 34% upside, easily outpacing the market on average. 34% in the next 12 months. I would take that any day. Obviously, it's not guaranteed. The biggest risks in analysts' eyes, $280 per share. So if you could, again, buy under $300 per share. Personally, I don't mind buying under $350 per share. I think it's a great price point. But if you're a little bit more cautious, or you don't like Adobe as much and want to wait for a better deal, under $300 is going to be even better. There's obviously no guarantees it even gets to under $300 or $280 per share. That's just one analyst projecting that. On average, most are projecting around $400, $500, and some even high as $660 per share in just the next 12 months. But let's see where these analysts are coming from. These were all just reiterated this month in September. You can see the date on the right-hand side, and you can see some analysts are raising their price targets even. Some are lowering. We have a new analyst, for example, I haven't seen before, Alicia with OpenAI, going from a $414 price target down to a $398 price target, which is still a great price target because, again, even if we just hit $467 per share in the next 12 months, that's a 34% upside, okay? So even if we go from $350 per share to $400 per share the next 12 months, that is still a 14% gain, going to still outpace the market. So we don't need Adobe to go crazy, just 400, 450, but really the goal is 500, 550, even $600 per share. We really want to see Adobe at, but we don't want to hold too long, maybe 12, 24 months. Play a nice pop. So if we do see a nice run up and 30, 40, 50% gains in 1 year, obviously I'm just going to take those profits and walk away clean. But we could see more of these analysts, some 5-star analysts even coming through with a $520 price target in the next 12 months. We see Keith for Morgan Stanley, Brad with a 405 saying hold. We have Brent with Jefferies, $590 price target, just reiterated on the 11th. Mark from Bernstein with a $508 price target in the next 12 months. And the list goes on and on. More 5-star analysts all coming through with above $500 price targets, and only one with a $450 price target that's saying buy this stock. So you're probably wondering, what's the next stock then? Well, we have up Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM, and the stock is down 3.3% in the past week. And in the past 3 months, it's down 6%. In the past year, it's down 5%. Remember, the S&P 500 is up, so it's really down it's really bad if any stock is down. They did have a peak around $367 per share, which would be around a 43% upside, by the way. And in the last 5 years, the stock has really not done anything. This is a very hot stock, good business model, and it potentially has an even better business model than something like Adobe, especially if you're considering AI. Now, this one is priced a little bit higher. You can see the PE ratio is 35. The forward PE ratio is a little bit lower. It also has a market cap of $231 billion, so it's not a small company, and it does pay a dividend yield. This is a stock that in the last 5 years has popped up many of times above $350 per share. So personally, I want to be buying between $200 per share and $250 per share. Now, we are seeing some consolidation going on right now, so we could see a price movement either up or down. I'm kind of waiting on that move to happen with Salesforce. So since April, we have seen a lot of consolidation going on with a slight movement going down. And again, just 6 to 12 months ago, we saw the stock as high as $350 per share. So I want to be buying between $250 to $200 per share. I think it can go closer to $200 per share. So I have price targets set around 205, 215, 225 to be buying a little bit heavier. But I think anything under $250 per share is a good deal. Okay, now I want to be selling above $300 per share, especially if I'm buying closer to 200. But if I'm buying closer to 250 and my average cost is a little bit higher, then majority of the shares I want to be selling above $350 per share, which I think is definitely possible in the next 12 to 24 months. That's my personal goal, and that's my plan. And if we want to see what analysts have to say about CRM, on average, they have around a $332 price target, which is a 36% upside in just the next 12 months. Another stock that should be outpacing the market, not only in analyst eyes, but in my personal opinion also. $332 per share, $221 on the downside. You know, no analysts have them under $220 per share, so that's something to definitely note. Maybe price targets around $225 per share could be a little bit better if you are a little bit bearish on CRM in the short term. Now, in the long term, the next 12 months, some analysts have them as high as $430 per share. But let's scroll down and see where these analysts are actually coming from. We can see all these analysts have just reiterated this in the past week or two, all in September. And we have 4 and 5-star analysts. Many of them are above $350 per share on CRM in the next 12 months, excuse me. As we scroll down, more analysts around $400 per share. That's the one analyst that has the sell price target. Mark from Bernstein, $221 price target in the next 12 months. And that would be kind of sad if that happened, especially if the S&P 500 had a great year in the next 12 months and something like CRM sold off. However, that's one person saying that. Overall, we can expect to see CRM closer to $300 per share in the next 12 months. And obviously, this is not financial advice. This is just my personal opinion. And it looks like all these analysts are agreeing also. Many from Goldman Sachs. We have Bank of America analysts. all above $350 per share, and analysts rate on a 12-month guideline. So whenever you see these price targets, they're always predicting around 12 months from the date. They just reiterated this too. So it's good to see CRM has some positive momentum behind it. It's a good deal in the stock market. It's not priced for perfection. Under $250 is a steal. But I'm not going all in on these two stocks. I'm keeping them close to around a 5% of my portfolio total. So not all in, not even 10%. I think these are stocks that could outpace the market. But I'm a pretty safe investor overall. I do like to swing trade. I do like to do option trading, which I do a lot of. But I've also been building a new long-term account that I've just parked around $20,000 into. I still have buying power of $8,000, by the way. So keep your eyes out for that. I know a lot of people like these style videos where I go and talk to the camera. I'm also going to be making a new Instagram here for the first time. And this Instagram is going to be dedicated to chopping up my long form content into bite-sized content. So these long form content videos, there's a lot of hidden gems in them, and not everyone can watch the full length video. So what that Instagram is going to be dedicated to is these long form content videos, but chopped down into just clips, and even like 2-minute, 3-minute clips, some of the best ones available. So make sure you're following that new Instagram if you want my long form content, but broken down on Instagram into clips like I used to do for all my OG subscribers. Other than that, thank you guys for coming and tuning in and listening to this full video and making it all the way to the end. And if you did, hit a like on this video. That's all I ask for. Follow the new Instagram and wait for the announcement for the new YouTube. It's all coming soon. I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, don't time the market, buy the market. Peace.